Oh. The treasure.
Oh,
Yeah, this is crazy. The Treasury Park case, which revived the myth of Apollo and Daphne. Uh, the girl's throat was cut and her eyes removed. Yep. The case we're investigating now. The professor was killed with a knife or something like that in a hotel room with the populated area of the city. The message on the mirror makes us believe that the killer wanted to recreate the myth of Prometheus. And the Keaton case. This terrible case is one of Pandora's most famous murders, and the victim had his throat cut and his eyes removed. It took place in an isolated farmhouse, and he wanted to recreate the myth of Narcissus. Well, these both had their throat cuts and their eyes removed, so... Cut throat. Greek myth. Eyes removed. There's no written quote. Location locked. Location locked, what? What does that mean? Oh, whatever, I don't know what that means.
private area.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Well, this one's not private. Where was
Yeah,
this?
so it's not locked.
He had his throat cut. It's a Greek myth. His eyes were removed. There was no written quote. And, it's at an isolated farmhouse. But it wasn't locked. This room was locked. It had a written quote about the myth. The professor was killed with a knife or something like that in a hotel room. The message on the mirror makes us believe that quit. Okay.
He was killed by, being stabbed in the liver. So,
Yeah.
no eyes removed and no throat cut.
But there is a Greek myth. Is this count as locked? Yep, we got it. Just as I suspected. The crime scene at the hotel is slightly different from the others. Pandora is used to carefully reviving the myth by creating a creepy and macabre artwork. Well, he's also the one that removes eyes and, throat cut. I mean, we could have... But he's never left any obvious clues, as if he wants us to figure out what he had in mind. However, there's something weird about the last crime scene. Something different. Yeah, he didn't have his... He had his liver stabbed. I'm referring to... Select what makes the last crime scene different from the... Yeah. The liver, dude. Oh. The written... The
quote.
Yeah, he never wrote anything down. Damn it, I should have seen this. I mean, we saw it the whole time. We called this from the beginning. That message makes the killer's intentions way too obvious. Yeah, it's a copycat, dude. Exactly. By directly quoting Prometheus, he undermines the whole artwork and its context. So that means...
Artwork.
Pandora did not kill the professor. No, he didn't. I can't be entirely sure, but think about it. What would you do if you had to murder somebody and blame it on a famous serial killer? I guess I would analyze his modus operandi and try to emulate it. Right. And considering the lack of information about Pandora, it's inevitable to make these little mistakes. Mistakes that only those familiar enough with the killer may notice. For once, censorship works to our advantage.
Yay, censorship.
Hell yeah, dude. Also, I really like that compare the crime scenes mechanic. That was really cool. If Pandora's not the killer, then who is? Your guess is as good as mine. Dude, it's the guy we gave the Aqua OS to. I hope that Huber's Aqua OS will come in handy. Huh. Maybe we should inform the police on everything we found so far? Not yet. For now, we don't have to tell the police anything.
Yeah. We're a private investigative firm.
Yeah. Not a big deal. Speak of the devil. Apparently, our friend repaired that thingy. Oh, jeez. We're not going to find anything, Mordred. How do you not figure this out by now? You gave our only piece of evidence that knows what happened to a guy who did it, probably. Although I am curious who the second victim was. I still don't know anything about that, and I don't have a good guess. There's also a message from our old lawyer. He wants to speak to me in his office. About what? Black Band's case has been closed. I don't know, but I should probably go see him. Alright then, let's keep in touch. I'll be at the office if you need anything. Casey's office. Alright, so it's a copycat. We know that now. It could either be one of the brothers, his fiance. That's pretty much it. That's our 3 suspects. Or I guess the landlady, but I don't think she would have done that.
I think she has all the motive too.
True. She wanted him out of the room early. Let's go to...
Yeah, she overbooked.
Let's go to Casey's office. Oh. Welcome back to my humble office. Very minimalist, I like it. Even your first sentence is a barefaced lie. I expect nothing else from you, David. You never changed, Mordred. And here I was hoping to rely on your remarkable professional integrity. If you want to talk about the evidence at Treasury Park, I have nothing to add to what I already told you at the police station. Though I'm still quite concerned about that, I haven't asked you to come here for that. There's another reason for you to be here. Spit it out, what the hell do you want? To demonstrate that the Black Band's killed Baker. Does that sound interesting enough? What? If this is one of your childish jokes, I don't find it funny. I dare say I caught your attention. Shall we begin? Let's investigate first. This beautiful office. The view from the office is amazing. It's almost like watching people's lives from a big screen. It's apparently an ordinary chair, but it must cost an arm and a leg. I don't know what kind of material this is, but I'm sure I'd never be able to afford anything like this. These holographic... Oh, they're holographic plants. Cool. Are really popular in Noble Pomos. I would never understand the taste of rich people. Yeah, I think real plants would be cooler, but...
Yeah.
Alright.
Hologram plants.
Yeah, that's a little... unnecessary, I'd say. It's not like plants take up a lot of room anyway. And they look cool. Alright, let's talk to him. Baker's death kicked up enough of a fuss in the media, and now there's no need to say about his successor will... Baker's death kicked up enough of a fuss in the media, and there's no need to say that his successor will be even worse. Well, yeah. The consequences could be catastrophic in the long term, especially if, as I suspect, the Black Bands are behind it. So I'm not the only one thinking about someone inside the party wanting him to turn into a martyr and then take power. This sounds more and more realistic in light of the recent events. I can't believe it. Are we really going to live in the same nightmare of 30 years ago? I tried to ask Baker's wife for help, but after Abigail's death and getting to know her husband's affair, Anne has fallen into a deep depression. And I can't blame her. Damn it, did I lead her to this by telling her that? Well, okay, don't blame yourself, Mordred, or her husband's dead. If anything, it softens the blow knowing he had an affair. I appreciate your self-sacrifice in the name of our country, David, but I know you too well. Why the hell are you telling us all this? What do you gain from it? Saving this city from the brink seems like a good enough reason, don't you think? However, in order to build a brighter future and prevent the past disasters from happening again, I would need your help. If you put in your trust in me, no one will die ahead of time. There's something fishy about this. How could you ask for our support without even revealing your plan? Talk straight with us. I'm afraid I can't. But believe me, the time for the truth will soon come. What do you say? Are you interested in my offer? What offer? Like, what are we trying to do for him again?
Work with him.
On finding out who killed Baker, I guess? Dude, I don't know.
I mean, how much do you hate that guy?
I mean, Mordred Foley hates his ass a lot. He's not having
You
any
just
of it.
gave the other guy the Aqua OS.
Oh, Lord. Okay. I don't know, dude. Like, I would like to know what happened to Baker. It's kind of a side plot at this point, but I don't see why we just accept it, and then if it's something stupid, we just don't do it. Alright, I guess I'll accept it, and then we'll see.
He's gonna ask for the glove.
Oh, yeah. Shit, you're right. I knew you couldn't resist it. Yeah, dude, we don't know what your plan is, so I don't know if I could deny your plan. I'm glad we come to an agreement. I'll call you when the time comes. You can relax for now. I just hope things won't go sideways in the meantime. They won't, don't worry, you can trust me. It's trusting you that actually worries me. You hurt my feelings, Detective. Anyway, you can go now. Have a nice evening. I sincerely hope that trusting that man was a good idea, and that he won't get us... See, I didn't click the option that says absolutely trust David. I clicked the option that says let's just see what he has to say, so... I don't know what they're talking about, trusting him. I don't trust him. Though it's true, the whole thing with Baker was a damn... Yeah.
Suspicious. A guy who just got elected was assassinated.
Yeah, during his inauguration speech.
What's not suspicious about that?
Exactly, dude. Like, he literally gave his inauguration speech and then got shot in the head during it.
The killer got away? They
never found him, yeah. Alright, well, that was crazy. Yeah, let's go see about that damn Aqua OS that I just gave the killer. Welcome back, Detective. I guess you received my message. Indeed. What did you find inside that thing, and what did you erase? I was hoping you'd be so kind to introduce me to your beautiful colleague. Oh, God. Well, thank you, sir, but we don't have all day. Spit it out. Well, you should see for yourself. Bring your device closer so I can transfer the restored data. Keep in mind that most of the data has been lost. Oh, of course, yeah, lost. Lost in air quotes.
lost.
Lost. Only some of from the days before his death seem to be... Oh, okay, Dean. Alright, Dean. It was lost. Okay. Aqua Oyesta used to belong to Cornelius Sewer. The data inside was restored by Assistant E. Smith. The first step to oblivion is always the most careless one. Yeah. Can we look at it? What did we get from that? I guess we're going to find out. Oh. Open your inventory and use... Okay. I did do that, I thought. What the... The cost of science. My project is a success. But I only know... But only now I do realize the most devastating consequences that it could entail. During all these years, I've just laid the foundations, and as painful as it is for me to admit, I could have never achieved a similar result without my assistant. I wonder if he's aware of what unleashing that virus in Noble Plumos would lead to. A virus? The image of Talia, torn apart by the virus, haunts my nightmares and won't let me sleep. It's hard to admit it, but maybe the offer from that man is not that crazy. What man?
What virus?
What virus and what man? Regret and frustration. His offer is getting stronger and stronger, and I'm starting to crack. I don't have much time left, but I must live for Talia's sake. I'll dupe everyone and carry this burden forever. Every day that I look at her and realize how selfish I was to keep her by my side, even though I knew the hell I was getting her into. What the heck is going on? The path to salvation, a safe passage, leading to a better future for both of us. Tomorrow is the day, and may God have mercy on me. These are all empty. Can I click these arrows? No. Okay, so there's a virus, and he made a deal with some guy we don't... Maybe the second victim. I don't know. Huber created a virus? And who are those people he mentioned? Mr. Smith, we need to talk. I saw that coming. Oh, here we go. I'm not sure what to say. I'm as shocked as you are. The professor would never mention something like that, at least to me. You should ask Eugene. I'm sure he has something to do with this, and totally not me. Huh. I'll go see F. What? No, no. Question him. Deed is lying, the past proves it, but I don't have enough evidence to unmask him at this moment. Okay. I should find Eugene and Thalia. Maybe something. Maybe it's worth something going back to Hephaestus. I hope someone will see me. Okay. He's totally the murderer. 100%.
Wow.
I mean, come
We
on,
still got
dude.
probably more chapters to go.
Alright. I swear, if I have to wait for hours again... Please, Mordred, try to chill out or else they'll kick us out before we even have to talk to anyone. Is there any problem here, sir? No problem at all. I just need to talk to one of the managers here. Well, it's your lucky day, sir. My name is John Deckard, business manager at Hephaestus Tech. How may I help you? John Deckard.
Hey, John.
What's up, John? 190. 48. Ignorance is bliss. Deckard's talent for eloquence stands in stark contrast with the rough and sometimes violent behaviors he showed throughout his academic career. Violent behaviors throughout his academic career? What? After graduating from business school at the University of Nova Pomos, John worked as a marketing manager for a few minor companies. He participated in meetings and conventions and made a lot of friends in high places, which granted him a job at Hephaestus, where he earned his current position a few years later. Alright. Luck's on my side for once. I'm Mordred Foley, and the girl in the hologram is Hera Caries. Nice to meet you, Mr. Deckard. We're private detectives, and we're here to investigate the recent homicide of Cornelius Huber. Oh, it's you. I received a message from the police a few hours ago. Don't tell me you suspect someone here at Hephaestus. Well, of course. Actually, we just want to ask you a few questions about the victim and his assistants. They all used to work here, right? Yes, I knew them personally. And frankly, I can't understand how this could have happened. Either way, go ahead and ask your questions. Okay. What about Cornelius Huber? What could you tell me about Cornelius? What do you want to know exactly? Well, everything. Even the tiniest detail could be crucial for the investigation. Cornelius was a very well-liked man in the company. I honestly can't imagine someone wanting him dead. Especially now that he finally decided to get married. What was he working on before his death? As far as I know, he was carrying out research for some mechanical prosthesis to be carried during surgical procedures. Nothing that could bring him into trouble. So Hubert was assigned to a medical branch too? Of course. The majority of our departments collaborate on various projects most of the time. Working on prosthetics, huh? Pretty interesting. Alright. What about the brothers who totally did it? What do you know about Professor Huber's assistants? Eugene has always been reserved and quite a rude guy. Huber was the only person he was speaking to. He used to lock himself in Aqua's server room for days, go figure. He seemed to be obsessed with the idea of prevailing over his brother, even at the expense of his own physical and mental health. So Eugene most likely had access to Aqua's servers. I wasn't surprised by his reaction when he found out that the professor had appointed Dean as a successor despite his ambiguous behavior. What kind of behavior? He's always seen staring at Thalia with a strange look in his eyes, and he never hid his visceral passion for her. Uh-oh. And despite this, Hubert chose him as his heir? Well, he has never gone that too far, although his looks have always creeped me out. Alright, so he wanted the girlfriend, he wanted to succeed, you kill the guy, you get his position. Easy.
Easy.
This is crazy. It's like everyone involved in the case has someone to hide. Well, mainly just the killer does. Is this related to the mask that appeared on Dean's face when he had read the... No. He obviously created the virus. He obviously wanted his or his fiance, and he obviously wanted to succeed him. It's perfect. He has every reason to do it. And the guy in the hotel room, the second guy, was the guy Huber was meeting with about the virus. I better ask Dahlia about it. Engineering of a virus. Could you tell me whether Hephaestus is producing some sort of biological weapon, like a virus or something? Biological? A virus? Who do you think we are? We create technologies and medical supplies. We don't organize mass murders. Where'd you get that ridiculous idea? I hope it's not coming from the police. I didn't think it was a biological virus. I thought it was a computer virus, but... Of course not. Don't worry. My colleague sometimes talks nonsense. No mass, just as I thought. The virus was a personal project carried out by Huber and one of his assistants. Or maybe only a few selected members of the management of Hephaestus and the government knew about it. But one thing is for sure. They are not all saints. So would it be possible to trace the sender of some encrypted emails coming from your company? Right. We know that Pandora sent the emails to Abigail directly from Hephaestus. I'm afraid that such information cannot be disclosed without ministerial authorization. We're talking about extremely sensitive data, after all. As I expected.
Extremely sensitive.
Yeah, extremely, dude. It's about a murder. Literally a murder. A videotape of a murder. Even if we knew...
A high-ranking employee.
Yeah. Even if we know Pandora did not kill the professor, I'm sure that solving this case will get us closer to the truth. Do you need anything else from me? I don't want to sound arrogant, but I'm a really busy man. Maybe we should show him some of the evidence we found. He might give us some useful information. Huh, sounds like a good idea. Okay. What about his Aqua S? Can you confirm that any kind of data contained within each Aqua S comes from one of your main servers? Of course, every piece of information from every single device is saved and stored by our security systems. So it should not be possible to hack into a device and delete all its data, right? Correct, unless someone with the valid authorization accessed the main server and decided to erase it out or alter its content. Who has authorization? Usually the police, government members, and company employees who handle the main server. So Eugene and Dean could have done it at any moment if they wanted to. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew that.
He gave them the headset. The Aqua OS, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. What about this gun? Oh, no. Entrances? No. Police report. Nope. The second victim. Wait, what? Wait, Severs is dead too? You know him? I certainly do. His name is Demetrius Severs. He's one of the European ambassadors who came to the city a few days ago. Really? You know who he is, but nobody else can identify him?
An ambassador at that.
Yeah. His name is Demetrius Severs, a European diplomat authorized to enter Novopolnos to make commercial. So this is the... Okay. So this is the dude he was meeting with in the hotel room about the virus. And obviously they were cooking up some plan about something. A diplomat, huh? That's crazy.
Damn, man, that's crazy.
Alright, we still don't know anything about him. When did it happen? His body was found right next to the professor in a hotel room. Now I understand why he disappeared into thin air. He was our foreign trade liaison. He came here to discuss about exporting Aqua's technology. That's why there's no information on him. He had a diplomatic immunity and he was protected by the government. Ah. If someone finds out he's dead, it will cause an international diplomatic incident. Exactly. Therefore, I suggest, or rather, I demand that you keep this under your hats. I will take care of the informing the police and those concerned. Just continue your investigation for now. One last thing. Did the professor have any contact with the ambassador? Maybe via his encrypted company and email address? I have no access to this kind of information, I'm sorry. What was this guy doing in Huber's hotel room? And who the hell killed him? This case is a real nightmare. For every answer we get, hundreds of questions arise. Alright. Feathers? Oh, pills. Oh, sure, I recognize these pills. Our company produces them. They're among the most powerful sleeping drugs on the market. They are generally used in our hospitals and laboratories. The access to this medicine is extremely restricted. Huh, very interesting. What was it doing at the crime scene? What does it affect exactly? Technically, once you swallow a pill, you fall into a deep sleep, just like a coma, and you're usually awake around 7 to 8 hours later. So maybe Huber got drugged before being killed. Alright, we have enough. You can go now. Thanks, Mr. Deckard. Delighted I could help. Please call me if you need anything else. The chickens are coming home to roost at last, and I'm starting to understand the reason behind the mask on Dean's face. Really? You saw one on his face too? Yeah, it showed up right after he read Huber's files. So Dean is involved too, but how? I'm not sure. Maybe Thalia could tell us more, given Dean's obsession with her. Yeah? Maybe.
Possibly.
The lawyer's office, Dean. Talon Square? What is Talon Square? Oh, okay. Wait a minute, is that... Huh? Oh, it's you, Detective Foley. Any luck with Cornelius's Aqua OS? Yeah, Dean managed to repair it. But you're not going to like what we found inside. What do you mean? Have a look yourself. Cornelius, what have you done? I understand how you feel, but now more than ever we need to talk. Safe passage. In the messages we found in his Aqua OS, the professor mentions an offer. A safe passage for both you and... Yeah, it's the diplomat, dude. The diplomat offered them safe passage to his country. Because he has diplomatic immunity. In exchange for his research. The same research the people who promised him salvation were apparently interested in. Has Huber ever mentioned liking it, or anything like that? Cornelius has always wanted to go abroad and marry me, but leaving Nova Plumos is not that simple, as you can imagine. Especially when you are a valuable man to a company that works so closely with the government. During the weeks before his death, he could not stop saying how happy he was to have me by his side, and he couldn't wait to marry me. It's like he was forcing himself to sound happy, but in reality he was just hiding some kind of pain, deep down in his heart. Other than that, he never talks about running away or any news research. Well, maybe about a couple emails he sent abroad, off the clock, but that's all. Wait, say it again? Emails off the clock? Lately, Cornelius was sending more emails than usual when he was not at work, most of them addressed abroad. Communications abroad? Off the clock? Huh? Very interesting. Yeah, he was trying to find a way out.
Hey, sometimes you just like to answer emails on your off hours.
Yeah, it's not that odd. Engineering a virus. Cornelius has always worked to create life or elevate humankind as a whole. I can't believe he decided to study something like this. Maybe I knew him less than I'm ready to admit. What's certain, though, is that silly man wasn't worried about me until the very end. According to his Aqua OS, he only laid the groundwork, and one of his assistants completed the virus. Can you confirm the professor didn't have any assistants other than Dean and Eugene? Absolutely, I'm 100% sure. This means that one of them is responsible for the virus, but which one? It's Dean, dude. By the way, any word from Eugene?
Never trust the Dean.
I'd really need his version of events yet. Yeah, we haven't talked to Eugene yet. Not yet, he seems to be out of reach. But maybe I know how to track him down. And you're going to do that? Alright, how are you going to do that? I cannot tell you that, but trust me. As soon as I'm done, I'll send you to the right address. Alright. Dean Smith's obsession. Excuse me for asking, but is Dean Smith really obsessed with you? That's embarrassing, but yes, it's true. To be fair, he's pretty harmless. He sent me a few poems and drawings, and every now and then, he created a couple of characters of his games based on my look, but that's it. He said I was his muse, and that my influence in his life was the reason behind his success. Such a weirdo. Was Huber aware of this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know about creating a character in a video game after the girl you love. It's a little presumptuous, I want to say. He was, and then they argued over that more than once, but nothing serious, really. And yet he appointed Dee as his successor. What's wrong with these people? Alright, you told me enough. Believe me, I would like to tell you more, Detective. Well, then tell me more. Don't worry. Just call me when you hear from Eugene. Rest assured I will, and thank you. I truly appreciate what you're doing for Cornelius. So, our dear professor had contacts abroad and argued several times with his successor. Hera, did you hear everything? Of course. But we're still so far from the truth. Indeed. Well, at least the evidence was collected and it should be enough to unmask Dean. Alright, let's go.